Arizona, homeowner's best friend.
There's two things homeowners do wrong virtually every single paint job. They don't prep correctly. We can't cover that adequately in the next 10 minutes. But they don't clean adequately either. When I married Jennifer, I had a China bristle Purdy brush that lasted for over 30 years.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, and it's proper cleaning. Why don't you demonstrate a little bit what that little wrapper's comb you brought, what does that do?
Yeah, so we got this comb right here. Okay, so on this comb, right, it has little talons. It's just like a regular comb, but it's thin. And basically, when you have your brush, you're able to get some of that paint when it builds up, and you brush it out just like you'd brush someone's hair, right? If you have a daughter, like I do, you need to get really good at the brushing technique. Obviously, don't use this comb; it's very sharp. But yeah, you want to get it good and in there, because what most people do when they're painting, they'll get it covered all the way up to the handle in paint.
Yes, they do.
Right?
Yeah,
and
baby.
That's really, you only want paint on this part of the brush. And part of that is how you hold the brush, right? When we're interviewing new painters, right, they want a job with Arizona Painting Company. I ask them to hold the brush, and you can tell a lot about a painter by the way they hold the brush.
Just the way they hold the brush.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they're holding the brush like this, that's not right? If they hold the brush like this is the proper form to hold the brush to make sure you're doing those cut-in lines straight, right? As you're going above the surface right here, you'll see you can really cut a straight line. So this is really the goal, is to make sure you know how to hold the brush correctly. So if you are going to do a DIY, you want to do an accent wall in your room, right? You want to make sure you hold the brush firm. This allows you to be very steady, right? So this part of the brush isn't really relevant right there. That's just so they have somewhere to hang it when it's on the wall at Sherwin-Williams.
All right, so that's cleaning the brush, and most people will go to the laundry room sink and just work it in their palm back and forth.
Exactly.
That leaves so much paint in the
paint.
base of the brushes, and the next time you pull the brush out, it's trash.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're on a multi-day project, you're going to have to buy a new brush every day, and they're not cheap these days.
Yeah, no, they're not cheap. Good ones. But I love cleaning the brush, and then I love wrapping it to keep its form.
Yep.
And then I just hang it up and literally, I have paintbrushes I know that are over 20 years old now. Though that one in particular was my favorite, 2.5-inch cut-in long handle Purdy, but it finally gave up the ghost.
Yeah.
But it was over 30 years old.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona homeowner's best